Let there be light, and there was light. The words of the said God, Mother Eve, the serpent, Satan, Saturn, Eve, of course, our mother, in the Garden of Eden, the story of Adam and Eve. Christ, of course, the mother of Christ, let's say the mother of Christ, and so on. So lots of names for Eve. And she's also the I am that I am that Moses encountered on Mount Sinai. Yes, direct correlation with Eve adding to 14. Of course, 1 plus 4 equals 5. Now, if you're new to this channel, this is where we get excited about actualizing soulful love with the use of scriptural references from the King James Version of the Bibles. Of course, because it's the mathematical book. It's that Bible that has its constructs is all mathematical, and of course, it's not only, but it's all. In that it has some real juicy, unbelievable stories. Of course, those stories are designed in a way to really keep your mind occupied on thinking, I wonder if that's true. Well, how could they? How could Sarah give birth to a child at 90? Or how could Abraham had conceived? It's all those stories that we occupied with, in the sense of taking our attention away to really seeing the root of the equation, is that it is really over there. In fact, this is the word I have been working with, over there, when you said it seems so far out there, whereas the word there has in it HERE, which is something, this is a wonderful discovery for me, because when Christ said that the answer that you are seeking is really within, meaning it is in HERE, all the answers we want is in HERE. So whenever we are talking about there, it just means that we have catapult that which is in HERE out there, so we can have an outward perspective of that thing. So we can have an external reference, a point of reference for that, to that thing. Even the T, for instance, that precedes the HERE, is like saying there are two aspects to the word there, because there is also HERE. Now, I believe really that that is perhaps the most important word. And well, I'm just thinking the word in is very powerful too, because it has in it the out aspect to it as well, just like the word there is also HERE. And so perhaps when we read this, or we examine the words, or most of the words, we will see that they have that in common, or most of the words probably have their positive and negative, their in and out, their up and down, and so on. But going through the verses of the Bible that says in the beginning, we see, I have done a numerical value on, or presentation on that. The word in has quite a lot in it. There is an I, for instance, there is I, and there is N. Now, we know this is what numerology has given us the tool for the values to say that I is 9 and N is 5. And numerology has provided us with the word beginning. When we did the word beginning, as in the Bible, it equals 9. And when we did the word for end, it equals 5. So we have right there In the word in is the word beginning and end right there. Now, if we were to try and see that in the construct of the word itself, or we could also say that we could have this I here, and the N is also serving like a Z, which in actual fact, whether we had it upward, would be like an S. We could say it is also an S, and that would mean that in is actually is. When we do the numerical value for is would be 9 and 1. Add these together would be 10. There we have creation, masculine and feminine, in and out, right there. So we can see that is one way of looking at in, and that we have also seen that in has with it another way of looking at it. It's all in the first word. So there we have I, and there we have N. We could also look at I. We see I is 9. Of course, our numerical values is from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on. And we look at N, of course, because I is total. This is like, in actual fact, we could say the I that you see with. The I has everything in it. That's why in the scriptures, when God made this promise with Abraham, that he would, Abraham must have said something about what God would have led him to do, and he says, well, I haven't got children, or he was looking for a reward from God, and I'm not quite sure all the details of that deal. We can see how there were always deals in the scriptures, and God said to him, as far as your eyes can see, you can have as much land or as much whatever it is as far as your eyes can see. Now that means there was two aspects right there in the can. There was a can, which is like YouTube right now. So there was a can, which would be like a tube. And as far, meaning as is really present, and that is two. The word as in itself was already giving a ripple, or the double of whatever he could see, because everything we can see has two aspects to it. Hence, we are talking about the two gods, the two sets of gods. So when you say as far as you can see, because you can only see one side at a time, but as far as your eyes, meaning your eyes, I think it was eyes there, so eyes would be two eyes right there. Okay, let's just say he had his two eyes. But to say you can see, the sea is really like the ocean there as well. It's not just S-E-E. And even if we did that, this is 155, which coincides again with the 11 that I am talking right here. So when you can see something, for instance, if you bring your house or a house into your vision, there is another aspect of that house that you, of course, once you have the present tense of it, you would have the other absent, or the other side to it, put it this way. So there are at least two sides to that thing which you would see. So as far as your eyes could see, in fact, and I'm also thinking there are four sides to everything, but let's just keep it simple, not to complicate. So far, the word far, also, of course, Now the word F here gives us that 6. It gives us that 6. It's like saying, as far, meaning you are 6. And then we have this, which is 9. Of course, the 10 right here. 1 plus 9 is 10. So this would be 7. So basically, far is 7. And this is 7. So in that promise, God is already taking into consideration that he is going to have, Abraham is going to have double of whatever he may consciously think he can see. But as is there, meaning it is present, because present, by the time God said to him, as is present, and then he sees and he becomes and he realizes he can see. There are two aspects to that which comes into being. So it's that which comes as present and past, or past and present coming together to forming one. Hence we have two sets of gods as well, which is the same here. So basically we see 7 plus 7 here would be 14, which again is making Eve very present there as well. Far and see. Eyes as well. The word eyes is 8. So that would mean his 2 eyes, but eyes together would birth something, because the 2 together comes to 9. So basically I want to just show the constructs of words, because according to Mother Eve, it's by understanding these constructs of the words, because she's the said God, she's about words, and she's trying to let us know that words have so much impact in them. They are the bedrock of everything. So even if we wanted to sort of change our thought pattern, for instance, Mother Eve is saying, by being conscious of the words you use, you are reprogramming yourself. We are reprogramming ourselves by using the right words. When we say the right words, is being conscious of how we use them and the construct. So let's look at the word there again. T-H-E-R-E. I do it huge because it has so much in it, and that's when we say so much in it, we have seen that, as I have showed you, the word in really states all of creation is in and out. We have seen that even by doing this as the first word too, in, it is showing that there is something that is in and something goes out, in and out. We see that here. This is Mother Eve when she's doing her snake thing right there in creation. Of course, there was the eye here, because this is perhaps where, with that eye, that she would have contained the whole picture, or the whole architectural diagram, or diagram, yes, of what was to be. And then with the gods, she was like this. But she knew that she held everything together, in and out. Okay, so we are going back to there. There is really here and there. Now, it just seemed like almost silly that we would write here and there, whereas the word there already has in it here. It has in it here, right here. It has here. That's the word here. And then let's use some contrast. So Mother Eve had been so present in this creation that we had been looking for her makeup out there, whereas she is really in here. Now she wants to speak to us in here. And anything that she gives us, She's saying because there are two sides to the story. And so when she created, there was a he. There was a he. And there was a her. There was her. There was her. Hope you can see this. And of course there was he and her, and they were HERE, or they are HERE, meaning everything is still present. Oh wow, I got chills now. Meaning everything is still present. This is what Mother Eve is saying. This is what Mother Eve is saying. Everything is still present. Still. Meaning that we only need the word still. We only need to activate our minds, our thinking to bring things into being. Everything is still here. The memory of everything is there. Then we have air. E-R-A. So we have E-R-A, we have the, of course we haven't done the. And there is the. So Mother Eve is saying everything is present in this word, this where we have let there be light. Mother Eve is letting us know that everything is still available to us to make it be here and there. We are at liberty, or we need to be making choices to understand how to operate, or the spectrums, or the whether we saw them as illusions, whatever it is, but we are able to make things come into manifestation, whether they are here or there. And because everything has two sides, at least two sides to it right there. And of course Mother Eve at the end, as I say, 2 + 5 = 7, and that 7 is really, it has its other side to it. That's what Mother Eve is telling us. The 7 here, of course, is like the L in the first word Mother Eve utters when she says, let there be. There is, it feels like an ocean of information right here. And not only that it feels it, I know it is an ocean of information in the word right here. Because when we take the word the, which I have deconstructed, the word the, T-H-E, that T is also, it has in it the I as in the beginning. We see the H here also has the formation, the part of the N right here. So basically, H has N in it. So 8 have the 5 in it, or it's, so like we see the mouth, the mouth has the 8 in it. So they are really like one and the same right there. So if we did this, we are taking away, subtracting, there we have the N here. Taking this away, we have the in right there. If we were to take that E away, we see we have in the beginning. So sometimes when it is said that someone has not given you the truth about something, they have not showed everything to you or revealed everything to you, the in here is really, it has in itself, it's like it's grown to it's grown into something else. It is the seed Let's do the word seed, which is 4551. Seed right there. Seed is 15. In is 15. As I say, I'm doing this intuitively. So this is 10, 14, and 1 is 15. And that coincides, 15. That coincides right here in. We see we have IN right here, and 15 is here. 5, 10, 15. That's how intuition works right here. This I, from the word sacrifice, is helping us to make perfect sense of our world right there. So 1 plus 5 is 6. And this is where we are centered into Mother Eve, where she teaches us to have our Kundalini rise. So that's one aspect here. Let's look at... So the in is the seed. It's like 2 seeds you put into the ground and it mushrooms up. But it's so concentrated. It has so much in it that, of course, in itself is that which bears after its kind. And there again, now we have seen the seed is 15, which is 6. And of course, the word in equals 14 and it equals 5. Let's look at this very carefully. It equals 5. And the Bible begins with that word in. It equals Mother Eve. This is 5, 4, 5. We want to see this right here. When we add this together, it becomes 14. 1, 4, like it were in, and of course that equals 5. We want to see the seed of that which Mother Eve ate right there. So this equals 5. The word the, T-H-E, which is the second word of the Bible, is 285. When we add this together, that is 10 and 5 is 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. Of course. So we have seen the seed. The seed. That's why Mother Eve says, I have given you fruit with every seed in it after its kind. That's what Mother Eve was already offering us, or already offered us before we could really see creation. But that was already there. We were already in existence even from that point. Okay. So we see the seed. The seed. This is 6 and this is 6. Now, to show how the first word encapsulate the completion of the number of man in it, and of course in it, it gives us that 2. Okay, let's see this. As I say, let's just not to confuse you when I say it, this is 2, this is 9, 9 and 2. 9 plus 2 is 11. So whenever we see it, it's presenting 2 sides of the story, like Mother Eve. Now the word 5 as the first word of the Bible with the numerical value of 5. When we do the numerical value for the word 5 is 5, 4, 9, 6. Add these together, we have 9 and 9, 18, 19, 20, 24. 2 plus 4 gives us 6. So all these here, basically, in the seed have already everything after its kind to bring forth after its kind, right? In actual fact. The word there is what I really want to examine, but we have now touched upon the word the and see the magnitude of the. The encapsulate everything. Now, when we do the numerical value for the word 6, because these are the things written in the Bible, but we do not quite understand, we get confused, but doing numerology helps to bring clarity. 196. Of course, 6 is the number of, I have forgotten to say that, but it's the number of man. 9 is that which births, and of course, wherever we see the S like this is Mother Eve, really representing both sides of her makeup, as straight and as curved, right there. That's what she does. Okay, so this is 1516. 1 plus 6 equals 7. Now that is where we are talking about. We hear about the 6 days of creation. In the 6th day of creation had in itself already the 7. It's like when you visualize something, for instance, if you visualize what you're going to do tomorrow, you have already brought tomorrow into today. So you are not really thinking on 24 hours or whatever it is. You have already brought all of those facets of tomorrow. You have visualized, you have tasted the food, you have decided what you are going to work on tomorrow, what clothes you are going to wear, where you are going to sit, because of course you have been in that automatic mode perhaps, but you have actually visualized your emotions have been invested in that which you have not been conscious in the sense of the day, the time, but all you have actually have all your pointers of what you are going to do tomorrow or next month or where you are going to go on holidays. You already have a date which you have not, it's not manifested. You only have now the present. This is why I am saying with the word there, it's always present. And the word present actually equals 7, which I won't do now because we have done this quite a lot. And the word present is also the serpent, S-A-P-E-N-T. They're the same word. It's the same word. It's 2 syllables that has just been switched. So it's the serpent and the letters. The serpent was present. So when one is present, what the story understood, she was in the moment, like we would say. Being very present, it means that everything is available to you and everything is, and it doesn't matter, or you understand everything is light, everything blooms, all the flowers look lovely, people are smiling, no one can upset you because you are present, you are just observing everything. And so that's what the serpent was about in the Garden of Eden. This is one side of the story. Mother Eve wants you to know that when you hear of the serpent is being present. The serpent is a gift to show you how to be present, to observe, to really, this is the Kundalini rise, the activation. So when it takes its rise, and it becomes activated, you are able to see everything as new. This is where you recognize. This is where you recognize this position. Everything is as new, and of course the serpent that equals 7 is really like the L right here. So the serpent, it's like being present. It just lays there. It's that lever. It lays there. It's that number 7 that is not really arrogant anymore, saying, "Oh, what have I created?" That's because we were told that God rested from his work on the 7th day. But we can see the number 7. It has a little arrogant thing about it. It turns its head or perhaps not even turning so much, but you know, it's like, yeah, what I have created. But the hair is where that 7 becomes hair in Revelation. It's that L. It's a lever that is just it is ready to show you how to get into that new zone. And the 5 is really showing how to balance, because that's the male and the female aspect. You can see the shape of that 5. It's the male and female aspect of yourself. It's where you are taken into consideration, or you have assessed, or your left and right, your right and wrongs, whatever it is, but you come to a place of being non-judgmental. Things come in place, but that is a process of activating your third eye. Now, I only know about how I activated my third eye. I don't know. I heard there are maybe 1,000 different ways of doing that, but I know that the 5, where it sort of had its square neck, it's like its neck. No wonder it reminds me about the scriptures talking about a stiff neck. So there's a part of the 5 that is like, we could see it a bit like our head and our neck, for instance. So, and that's where that I felt that something was very it was very much a crucial feeling in my back. I had that, but I was trusting. I was very much trusting that I knew within my heart something phenomenal was happening. I did not associate it or have a label to it as a Kundalini, even if I had read about third eye activation to some extent, but I had no idea that that's what was really happening. I just knew I was meditating a lot, and I had prayed for enlightenment, I had prayed for wisdom, I had prayed for direction. So I had prayed for those things, and so I had that Kundalini experience. And which it's only after writing my book that someone had read my book and actually said, oh, you had a Kundalini rise. And I said, excuse me. And it was there I really understood that that is the tag that one attaches to that experience which I had, having heard of the experience of many other people as well. So basically, that is what Mother Eve, when we look at those words, she is really showing us that this is where this is about being present. And when you're having this activation, it is really you. This is about it. It is a gift. It is the serpent rising up, and then you are requested to be present with the serpent. That is how you eat of the forbidden fruit. This is the forbidden fruit that you have eaten. And of course, this is why it is said, oh, behold, the man has become like us, the gods. The gods said, behold, the man had become like us. Whereas the us, there's a beautiful thing happening right there. The man has become like us. And that is the us. Mother Eve is asking, let us make man in our own image, after our likeness. So that is, thank you, Mother Eve, because I have been doing these presentations, but Mother Eve is so present here, as I think I have used the word present. She is so present here as that serpent, showing us in the US is like, you serpent, make. You serpent. This is, you are a serpent, but you have to make that declaration. You have to make that declaration. You have to eat of the fruit. Let us make man. And this is where in Genesis, as I say, when Eve and Adam had eaten of the fruit, of course, the gods said, behold, the man have become like us. So basically, man was made. This is where Mother Eve was very, very clever, very, very clever, because the seed had been passed on. She had made sure in the word there, even if the gods had gone over there to create, she had the control of the seed in her. So what was in her, she was certain that it had gone out there. No matter what they did, it could not destroy what was in her. So whatever was she had given out there, it was also her. So there are the 2 points, which reminds me of oh, when they said, oh, the 2 pianos are the sounds. I'm trying to remember the subject, or is it quantum physics also, that one sound or the 2 sounds of a piano or 2 notes are in sync, even if they are not in the same room. And that's what the word there really entails. That's why it has the master number 11. And 11 is saying that even if you were taken 11 over there, meaning, or if you had taken 1 over there and you split it, you could create 11 with it. And if you left me with 1 and I split it, then it would still be 11. Or even if we wanted to count the 2 together, it would still be 11. And 11 is what births 9, and 9 is what births 6. And of course, 6, as we say, it consists in the. So the which man was created had in him everything already. He was not only there, he was also here. And that's what Mother Eve wants us to understand. I think this is absolutely delicious. I think this is really wonderful. I hope you get it. I hope you get it. Because this is the legacy Mother Eve is leaving for us, to say whatever we are now being here, that is what, when we go into other dimension, into the spirit realm, that is what will be there. We will be able to make the same reference from the spirit, from the other realm, which is the 8 we are moving into. We will be able to say that whatever we are taking or we are projecting there, it's already here. Wonderful. Thank you for watching. Well, right now, I just have to leave it like this. Thank you.